Hello, my name is Louis Trotter and I am the dialect coach for Major Barbara. Today I'm here to uh, teach you how to do Cockney. This video is just kind of a companion to go along with the sound substitution sheets that have been sent out to you. So I'm just going to go through each of the sound substitutions and read them and then give you time to repeat them so that you have a resource at home to practice by yourself with. Firstly, if you've never learned a dialect or you've never learned a dialect like this, I use what's called sound substitutions, which is pinpointing exact repeated patterns of sound shifting from our dialect to whatever dialect you're learning. Yeah, so what we're learning is what I'm lovingly referring to as stage Cockney or Cockney Lite. It is even more light than many other stage Cockney dialects will be because we're in a unique situation with the sound in the brooder. It is not very good. And even though last I heard we'll be mic'd, it is easy for the audience to kind of zone out if they can't understand what's being said. We don't want to run that risk. So if you're familiar with Cockney or you've done it before, you might notice that there are some sounds missing from this list, and that's an adjustment that we have to be willing to make. It's not going to be 100% accurate, because if you put a person who speaks with a Cockney dialect truly on the brooder stage or really any stage, our little Midwest ears would not be able to understand what they're saying, and that would not be a very fun way to spend 2 hours. We're just making some adjustments to give a flavor and put us in the right zone and area and time. That's kind of my spiel with our Cockney Lite registered trademark. So yeah, let's just dive right in. I have at the top of the page two specific words to get out of the way, which are get and to. So we don't want to be using our Midwest get. It's really second nature. You probably don't realize you do it because get is never the operative word in the sentence. So we kind of get over it, you know? See what I did? And then the next one is to. Same idea. We say to. Go to the store. Go to the store and get something. There's only two consonant sound substitutions that I'm including. And the first one is T. T. We want to make sure to tap your T's. I said in here that in America, especially the Midwest, we kind of turn a lot of our T's into D's. So yeah, just wanting to make sure to treat it explosively. And this is one that's pretty big. If you're familiar with the Cockney dialect, they use the glottal T. And we cannot do that because it will not translate in the space that we're performing in, that you are performing in. So just want to make sure to tap all of your T's. Maybe make it a character trait, you know? Have fun with your T's. So some example words I have here are better, lot of, shatter, motive, eating, sit down, writer. The practice sentence, I'll give you time to repeat after me if you'd like to. A lot of better writers print a lot of little words. The next sound substitution is N or INGs at the ends of words. We do this a lot in America, but let's continue to do it. Running, jumping, climbing, seeming, scheming, being. He's thinking about going into buying and selling. word. Okay. Well, let's go move on to vowels. So the first vowel change. Oh, by the way, I have the IPA listed at the top of each sound substitution. If you know IPA and that helps you, great. That's why it's there. If you don't know IPA, don't sweat it. So this one is in words like train, that A turns into more of an I. So it goes from train to trine. It sounds kind of Australian. I will say another huge component of the Cockney dialect is the nasality of it. The dialect comes from, as you probably know, lower class Londoners, and some of the traits that have been passed down because of the conditions that they were living in. So London is very cold. They probably weren't warm most of the time, so you can imagine stuffed up noses and the like. And so yeah, a lot of that communication is pretty nasal there. So this one, definitely you can hear that. Some words with this sound substitution are trine, light, chime, mine, able, sty, Seamus. So the practice sentence is you may change trains at Bayswater. The next one is the oo sound in the Cockney dialect. The oo goes from monophthongal straight tone oo to, you add a little stank to it, it becomes oh. It's got that, it opens up first. Oh. So you have, instead of who, you have ho. Coal, chose, boat, food, moving, beautiful, dual, few. So the practice sentence is who's used my blow suit. The next one is kind of similar. It's taking the O vowel sound, O as in show, and adding that little stank to it at the beginning. Ow, ow, from O to ow. A lot of these sounds sound really weird and wrong out of context, but once you get used to using them and once you start using them all together, it makes more sense. From show to show, road, house, clothes, gow, boat, slope, hopeless, moan. Your mouth is gonna be buff, okay, from all of the moving that you're doing. The practice sentence is Joe knows he's got to row the boat slow. This next sound substitution is the I sound. Instead of I, it's kind of a roundening from cry to cry. It's another one that sounds really Australian. So some of the words are I, cry, flight, spike, timetable, vitality, child, diamonds, Simon, height. So the practice sentence is, isn't Clive's shiny white tie nice? This next one, just think about the nasality. Think about just going real in your nose nasal with it. So the sound goes from ow to ow, ow. It sounds ugly, because it is. And that's beautiful. So it goes from town to town, brown, about, stout, joust, powder, clouds, proud. So the practice sentence is about now the crowd runs all round the town. The final vowel sound substitution is from E, the straight and pure E sound that we have. You just add a little stank to it again. So from E to A, from eat to eat, eat. It's almost like one of those tubes that you turn it upside down and it makes that noise. That's kind of what we're doing. So some of the words are eat, blade, failings, sailing, achieve, raisin, Peter, pizza. So the practice sentence is Steve leaves beans on his clean green jeans. And you can see how you really need to enunciate all of your consonants very clearly with this dialect, because the vowel sounds are so drastically different to our ears. That sounds like an alien language. Let us hear everything else, because what's in between those consonants is anarchy to our ears. So that is the last vowel sound substitution. Now we're moving into the Are You Ready section. If you're familiar with any English dialect, this one is pretty much the same in the way that it treats its R's. I've split all the R's up by the vowels that they follow. That way we can practice each one individually. So the first one is what we call the nurse. Goes from to Bird goes from bird to bird. Bird. Her, earn, curdle, worm, first, per, journey, journey, tournament, colonel, berserk. The practice sentence is the first early bird murdered 30 turning worms. So the next R sound substitution is what we call the north or force lexical sets. So that or sound goes from or to or. So from warm to warm. Court, sport, morning, sword, quarter, shore, fork. So the practice sentence is an enormous tornado tore through the store this morning. Great. Okay. The next one is the start lexical set. So from R to R. So words like harm, card, far, park, army, heart, sergeant, clerk, garden party. The practice sentence is a star called Mark stole hearts with his harp. This next one is basically the catch-all, our sound substitution. It includes words like letter, mother, perhaps, pester, rare, inquire, rower, hour, lawyer, liar, spare, fire, fear, there, sure. The practice sentence is our brother and sister hired a surefire lawyer from a square in Denver. This next, I labeled it as 12 and a half. It's called intrusive R. In the event that the next word after the R sound starts with a vowel, this rule is kind of like a springboard into that next vowel. Instead of going hey is, can add that little bit of R in there so it's not that abrupt stop. Instead of hey is, it's here is. So instead of they are, you can go there are, there are. Fear of death. Even add the R in there when there's not an R to begin with. Idea of it. So we're on to number 13. In our dialect, a lot of the times our R sound will color the entire vowel. So what I mean by that is in a word like courage, we almost start out with the R. The R is happening for the entire duration of the vowel. Courage. What this rule is saying is that in this dialect there is a space between the vowel and the R. The R is like that springboard again from the last rule to launch us into the next syllable. So instead of courage, we have courage. Courage. Instead of hurry, like we do, it's hurry. The R is on the second syllable instead of the first from the beginning. Worry, courage, Durham, burrow, and furrow. So the practice sentence is courage is needed for curry in the borough of Durham. And then the next and last sound substitution is very similar to the last one, but a different vowel. So instead of the as our pure sound, we have as our pure sound. In words like hairy, where we have the R for the entire time, it's that flip of havry, mavry, Paris, carriage, arrow, Marilyn, Carolyn, parapet. So the practice sentence becomes, in Paris, Harry shot a sparrow from his carriage with an arrow. So that is all of the individual sound substitutions. If you are struggling, fear not. That's what my job is. I'm here to make you confident. I would say at the end of the day, let's be less focused on the perfect Cockney dialect and more of one that is understood. So clarity is always our focus here. I will meet you where you are and make adjustments so that we all sound like we're from the same world. Don't let this be a stressor. Let this fuel your character. Don't let it get in the way of anything. You'll nail it with time. And yeah, I can't wait to work with you. I'll be in contact soon to set up one-on-one meetings and times to work on this and times to ask me questions or anything else. So yeah, I'm very excited for this opportunity and I can't wait to see you guys rock it. So bye.